Good afternoon and welcome to the Misano World Circuit Marco Simoncelli, where qualifying has just finished, and it was a nearly historic lap. It was a historic lap, but it wasn't the lap that he'd predicted. Instead, the temperature this morning just a little bit cooler than Pecco Bagnaia was hoping for. It was the world champion that took pole, the 130 dead. He was hoping to try and break that barrier and get into the 129. So his crew chief, Christian Gabarini, saying, don't worry, next time. When we come back next year, I'm sure we'll see them dip into the 129s. But it is pole, back-to-back poles, here in the past fortnight for Pecco Bagnaia, joined on the front row this time by Jorge Martin. Good job by Jorge, moving up from fourth, fronting that second row of the grid 2 weeks ago to now being second. Feel that is important for the man that still leads the World Championship, of course, and it was a brilliant last lap coming in, courtesy of Enea Bastianini, the beast. Looked up at the timing screens, or looked up at the big screens, he said, and saw that he was 10th with only a minute remaining and knew, okay, I need to dig deep here, I need to give everything, because qualifying 10th is pretty much weekend over in terms of the aspirations that the Beast had, and he dig very, very deep indeed to be able to find a front row spot with Davide Tardozzi here, just welcoming some guests into what I'm sure is a jubilant Ducati box at this current moment. Of course, this is only, well, not even the halfway stage of the weekends. There's still points to be scored qualifying. As I often remind you, it's very nice winning a watch, but as the riders will tell you as well, it counts for absolutely nothing if you don't then go and do the job on Saturday afternoon and Sunday. In terms of some news further back, Marc Marquez, well, he crashed again for the second Grand Prix in a row at the same circuit in Q2, crashed out. Fourth at the time, was eventually demoted down to the front of row number 3-7, the exact same spot that he had to live with last time, and that is not what Marc would have wanted. He spoke at length at the last Grand Prix, saying how if I want to go with these guys, if I want to fight with Pecco, with Jorge, then I need to make sure that I'm not making mistakes in key moments. Well, he did it again. He's having to push beyond the limit with that 2023 to try and live with the GP24s of these guys, and that was proven yet again. Big mistake for Marc. He's seventh with the other three inside that big top four in the World Championship on that front row. So a lot of work to do. I have to give a shout out as well to Brad Binder. Went through Q1, but with a couple of minutes to go, was up on the front row. A brilliant job by him. In the end, qualifying fourth. He'll be very happy with that. Pedro Acosta alongside him in fifth. Again, I imagine that Pedro will be pleased with that. Good job from the KTM and the Gas guys. But this man here and that man there, the number one and the 89, are, well, just a class above at the moment. They had pretty much a half-second advantage over everybody else, and that looks like that's going to be translated in the sprint later on today. It's surely going to be one of those two that takes the honours in the sprint. I'd imagine it will be the same in the Grand Prix. Enea will be desperately hoping to try and find something to go with them, but we'll have to wait and see if he's able to do that. Right, as we said, we are down here at the factory Ducati box. Pecco yesterday, we normally do catch up with him on a Friday, as fans of Inside the Paddock will know. When I was chatting to him in the interview set yesterday, he said, you didn't come and find me. I said, I did try and come and find you, but we were too slow, clearly. So I did say, I'll come grab you tomorrow. He said, well, I might be busy, but let's see. If we hang around long enough, we might get the opportunity just to have a quick hello with the world champion. Whilst we wait, though, let's see if there's any activity further down the box or further down pit lane. And that doesn't seem to be the case. Let's go for a walk anyway, shall we? We can always come back. If we miss our chance, we miss our chance. We'll roll the dice and we'll bring you up to speed with everything else that happened. Franco Morbidelli, of course, teammate to Jorge Martin 2 weeks ago on the front row for the first time in 3.5 years. Wasn't able to repeat that. Instead, it's going to be fourth row for Frankie. 10th he managed to qualify, which I don't think he'll be best pleased with at all, especially given the fact that he was so fast last time around on the podium in the sprint, had the pace to go at the front during the Grand Prix as well. Pablo, whilst you're here, very quickly, Marco, happy?
Yes. Yeah, I think to be second road here in Misano is very positive, so we have to be happy, but it's going to be hard, like always.
It is going to be hard, especially with those 3 GP24s on the front row. They're the meant to be.
Yeah, 24 is another bike. He's competing this track. Also, we can see the big difference. But anyway, we have to try to make our best, and you never know. This is MotoGP, and this is the best thing of this race.
Good luck.
Thank you.
There we go. Quick pit stop with Pablo. Nice for him to drop in with us. We see down here at the Pertamina Enduro VR46 box some hospitality tours taking place there as they talk through their sponsors and guests. The Dainese suit of Marco Bezzecchi there, some very interested viewers getting this full VIP access. And of course, it's going to be a busy weekend next time out when we get to the Mandalika circuit. Given the fact that new title sponsor for this year, Pertamina, is based in Indonesia. It's the fuel company, pretty much, that powers all of the cars across Indonesia. Very, very big company indeed. So they're going to be quite busy with plenty of PR and sponsor events over the next week or so. For Marc Marquez, as I said, a crash for him, meaning that he ended up 7th, fronting that row 3 of the grid. A complete and utter disaster for Alex Marquez as well. He qualified dead last, crashing as well in exactly the same spot as brother Marc. Got the bike back, was unable to get it going, and in the end couldn't set a lap on his second flying laps on his second run. So just a disaster for Alex to be that far back, and you know he's going to do very, very well indeed to salvage a top 10. Certainly in the Grand Prix. I don't think he's got any chance in the sprint. So there we go. Frustration for Alex Marquez. Down here at Yamaha, bring you up to speed with the fact that unfortunately for the remainder of the weekend they are down to just one rider now. Alex Rins has withdrawn. Didn't take part yesterday afternoon after suffering with fever, had no energy, was pretty low, and then tried to take part in free practice 2 this morning, did around 12 laps, but then decided to step away for the remainder of the weekend. So we won't see any more of the number 42 Alex Rins, but we will see plenty of the number 20 Fabio Quartararo, who so far has been very, very good indeed in this weekend. The Frenchman there just catching up with family and friends, relaxing, and there's a smile on his face for good reason as well, because he has been very, very impressive so far. Did a brilliant job yesterday to be in the top 5 in practice. Came across the line there and he's 8th. He's going to fire away alongside Marc Marquez, but I think there was a touch of frustration actually when he came across the line. You could see him banging down on the fuel tank. So I think Fabio potentially felt that there was more on offer as we squeeze our way further through here. You can see this is the broadcaster set where all of the riders will be filtering into later at the end of the sprint to speak to the varied gathered media here this weekend. Down towards Aprilia, where Aleix Espargaro was pretty honest yesterday in saying that despite the test, it doesn't feel like Aprilia any closer, and the lap times they were doing on brand new soft tyres couldn't even match the lap times that both Pecco Bagnaia and Jorge Martin were doing on used medium tyres during their race runs, which just shows the advantage and the level above that they are currently at the moment. As you see, Aleix just filtering through, about to jump into the box. If I can, no, he's gone without even saying hello. There we go. So, yeah, frustration for him. Wasn't really able to put it together in qualifying. Maverick Viñales was saying that they made a big step forward with engine braking during the post-San Marino Grand Prix test, and that has allowed him to feel a little bit closer. Maverick doing a pretty good job, really, to be certainly the best Aprilia, and he feels that a top 5 isn't a stretch come Sunday's Grand Prix. So let's see what Maverick can do. Certainly the leading light for Aprilia at the moment. And, well, we'll finish off down here at KTM, where there's a sense of they've really managed to salvage something. Both Brad Binder and Jack Miller had to come through Q1. Brad topped that session, doing a very good job indeed, and then went on to put it 4th on the grid. Pedro Acosta was automatically through to Q2 and did a very good job to make sure he's in the middle of the second row. And the pair of them will be hoping to try and lock out those final 2 places in the top 5. I mean, looking at the sprint later on, everyone is saying that it's going to be those guys on the front row for certain. At the moment, it looks as though Bagnaia and Martin are in a class of their own. Then, just a little bit further down, you've got Enea Bastianini and Marc Marquez. Can Marc Marquez make that good start and be able to get the jump forward? Is Enea Bastianini, who isn't particularly known for his talent in the sprint, be able to find something to go through? And then, for the final spots in the top 5, you feel that Pedro, Brad are hoping that they might well be able to join that fight with Enea and Marc, certainly in the sprint today. And then over the longer Grand Prix tomorrow, yeah, you feel like 4th, 5th, 6th is what they're going to be aiming for. And I think if they can get 2 bikes inside the top 5, KTM will come away very, very happy indeed and feel like that is maximising their potential here this weekend. Right, fully up to speed. We have got Honda down here. Let's wrap up Honda, shall we? Because Johan Mir put in a very good fight. They started the second runs, was actually on course to make a first Q2 appearance since the Indian Grand Prix last year, but did fall away. And in the end, credit where it's due, Luca Marini, the best of the Hondas, with pretty special lap time, really maximised the RC213V. Very, very good job by Luca, who has the special helmet this weekend, designed alongside his wife, who is very soon indeed, I believe around the Australian Grand Prix, expecting the birth of their first child. Congratulations to them. And it's a lovely pink helmet, telling the world, I believe, they've got baby girl on the way. So very, very nice indeed. And with that, that is Inside the Paddock. You're fully up to speed, full rundown, top to bottom of the grid. Now you know exactly what to expect in the Emilia-Romagna TISO sprint later on today. The sun is shining, track conditions are perfect, riders are ready. I think it should be interesting. Tune in, find out, see who wins. See you later.